So I have talked about pricing high for quite some time, but I don't think I've done a video about it. And today's video, if you're wondering about why I do this strategy or what's the point, what's the benefit of pricing high on Poshmark, this video is for you because I'm going to talk about all the reasons why I price high on Poshmark, all the benefits that you get from doing that. And then I'm also going to share with you at the end the newest, latest benefit and something that I'm working on because you know I'm always experimenting with stuff. So let's dive in. Download your free reseller resource guide today. I constantly update and share with you discounts, favorites, tools, and resources to help you with your reselling business. After the video, click the link in the description and get your totally free guide today. So there's a few reasons why pricing high is a good idea. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, let me just give a quick example. Let's say you have a Calvin Klein dress and you've checked the comps and the comps are anywhere from, blah, blah, blah to blah, blah, blah available, but the solds are anywhere from $15 to $65, okay? And you've kind of ruled out that the 65 and the 15 are the anomalies and that there's not many selling at that price point. It's just kind of on the high and low end, so you kind of throw those out. And you see that when you're looking at the solds, and this is, basic comp checking, that many of them are selling for $25 to $35. But you also see a handful that have sold for 40 or 50 bucks. So for me, if I have this Calvin Klein dress, I'm going to price it at 50 because that's going to allow me to do all the things I want to do, which are the benefits of pricing high, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So if I price high, I have now the ability to get the infamous full priced sale. It doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen every day for me. I feel like my sister, who's also a Poshmark seller, gets more of them than I do. But a full price sale does happen. I do get them. I would say on average, I probably get 4 to 8 in a month. That's what I would say. I don't know for sure. I haven't looked at the numbers, but that's what I would guess. That would be my best guess. And when it happens, it's amazing. And it's more amazing when I do it than maybe when you do it or when it happens to me, because I put my Calvin Klein dress up for 50. You might have only put your Calvin Klein dress up for 35. So your full price sale is 35. Mine's 50. Bing, bang, boom. I already made $15 more. And so a full price sale at an item that is priced high is just always a better thing. And again, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is a good thing. And so if you don't price high, you will 100% guarantee that that never happens to you. You can't sell a $35 listed dress for $50. You just can't. So there's at least the possibility that I will sell my dress for $50. Whereas if you price yours at $35, there is no chance that you will sell it for $50. So just, kind of mull on that and think about that. So the next reason why I like pricing high, and this is something I have talked more about, is that you have wiggle room for incoming offers. Many times I hear people talk about lowball offers and how it just, ruins their entire day. And then they go on Facebook and they go on Instagram and say all the things. Like, I get it's frustrating, but I don't nearly get as upset about it as you guys do. And I'm not saying everybody does, but somebody out there it just literally hurts them to their corest of core, and they just can't move on, and they tell everybody about it on the internet. They tell their husband about it and, their best friend, and it really gets to them. And I just don't care. Like, lowball offers are fine. It's no big deal because you don't have to take the offer. But what's lowball in relation to what? And how much wiggle room do you really have with your items for someone to make an offer and feel like by them asking, they're getting a good deal? Because really, this is just haggling. This is if you went to some bazaar, somewhere in Morocco or whatever, and they said it's 50 and you say, I'll give you 20, and they say 40 and you say 30, and you do this whole dance, right? It's just what people do. Some cultures more than others, but it's just what some people do. They want to feel like they're getting a deal. They want to feel like they negotiated it. They want to have a part of it, that they got a deal that no one else got because you put it up for 35. They want to offer you 15. They might pay 25, but they still want to try to get it for 15. And I don't fault anyone for that. So what I'm saying is that If you put your Calvin Klein dress up for 35 and you know that you cannot take 15, you don't have a lot of wiggle room for offers. Like you could take 30, maybe you can or can't take 25. Like I don't know what you paid for the dress. So there's math involved that's different from business to business that will say like, you just don't have a lot of wiggle room. You say in your listings, offers welcome, you have the sign, don't like the price, make me an offer, but only reasonable offers. And here's a chart to show you what reasonable offers. I will say I haven't seen those charts that much anymore. I really hope the message got through because I used to hate those charts. They were so off-putting. The charts that would say, well, you can offer this and this is reasonable. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, the point is that if you price it at 35, we don't know what you paid, but your wiggle room for offers is less than me because I'm putting it up for 50. And I'm expecting in my business model that I could take up to 50% off. That's kind of already how I go into it. So I know based on my buy cost and based on the listing price that I want to put it at, I know that I can already still make money even if I sell it for up to 50% off. And that's part of my pricing formula. I do have a video on that specifically if you want to know more. But the idea of having this wiggle room built in for taking offers and being able to accept more offers and still making the money I want to make is great because those offers are going to come. People are going to make you offers. So would I take 15? No, probably not. But I could take 25 and be totally happy, where for you, you may or may not be able to take 25 and you only listed it at 30. So that buyer is only getting $10 off, where on my side, they're getting $25 off. They're excited for that deal. So that's incoming offers, and that's a big part of it. On the same token, I count it as a separate benefit, but really it's the same idea, so I won't have to talk about it as much. I do plan to send out up to 50% offers. I have a progressive and aggressive offer to liker strategy, which involves getting in front of the buyer multiple times, each time offering them a bigger discount. This is a sales strategy that I use that works wonders, and I do have a video on that. So just search Rebecca the Reseller offer to liker strategy, and the most recent one is the newest strategy. I had two. The most recent one is the one. But I know that I can send 20% off offer. I know I can send a 30%. I know I can send a 40%. And I know I can send a 50% offer and have all those chances to make a sale to somebody that liked that item. But if I only price it at 35, I may not be able to send those kinds of offers. Can you? Do you send 50% offers if you price it at 35? You might not. I mean, if you're a binge shopper, maybe. But many people that I talk to in coaching calls, the one I did the other day, she said, I send 20% offers most of the time, sometimes 30% if it's slow sales. And I told her, I was like, that is not enough. That is not enough because you're not reaching out to the buyer, reminding them to buy your item and giving them a discount incentive. You're not doing it enough times. People need to hear things. People miss offers. People are not sitting there on their phone waiting for you to send an offer. They're not paying attention. They're out living their life. But if they just happen to see your offer one day, maybe they don't take it. But the next day, or not the next day, but the next time you send the offer, it's bigger. They're like, oh, I'll do that. Bam. And usually when they get up into the 50% kind of offer, people take it because either one, they assume that someone else is going to take it. And so if they really want it, they better take it, or that there's not going to be a bigger offer because who sends more than 50% off? And so that's the big offer, and that's the one that they should snag it on. And so 50% is, you can't go wrong with the 50%, especially if you're still making money when sending it. And when you price high, you can. At least I do with my pricing formula. So like I said, for you at 35 on the Calvin Klein dress, you have less wiggle room for incoming offers and for outgoing offers, and that's, I think, a big deal. I want to make you aware of the hottest, the best deal I have ever offered in my Rebecca the Reseller Academy. To find it, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you will find this right here. Hot deal, best value, all courses and digital downloads for life. This is it, friends. This is as good as it's going to get. I'm giving you everything I have in my academy, all the digital downloads, all the courses for just $20. The best part is if I create a new digital download going forward, you will get it absolutely free. This is the time to lock in the best deal I have ever offered. All you have to do is go to Rebecca the Reseller Academy, scroll down to Hot Deal, and purchase it for $20. If you're wondering what comes in this, it's everything. So you're going to get all of my courses, and you're also going to get all of the digital downloads that I've created, including my keywords list, my listing forms, my Poshmark closet signs. Everything that I have created and everything that I ever will create will be yours for literally $20. The other one that I have is My Shoppers, and many of you do not utilize this enough. Although we all know there are people out there that utilize it plenty, because I get all kinds of comments, all kinds of offers, and so is styling you. I get the bundle offer, and then I also get the comments with all kinds of nonsense in there. And I do have two videos. I did a series, 2 videos talking about my shopper strategy and then things you shouldn't do with my shopper strategy. So I'm not going to go over that here because you can watch those videos and get all the in-depth stuff. But a My Shoppers strategy done right and not done too many times, so infrequently, I usually do mine about quarterly, can give a couple hundred to over $1,000 in sales in just a day. And you're not doing the work, you're just setting up your My Shoppers and letting it run. And so for me, I use those, and every time it performs, every time. And because similar to having the wiggle room, because I price high, I give them great opportunities with the My Shoppers and the discounts that they can get. And because you do it in a different way than just sending an offer to liker, it's like a different kind of sale. I try to do it in like when people may already be in a buying mood. Like obviously we all know about Black Friday kind of type of shopping frenzies that can occur. So you want to jump on that and kind of get in on that. So that is definitely another reason alone, while connected to the wiggle room situation. It's another strategy that's in my toolbox that I can only use when I price high. Because if you send out a My Shoppers comment to all your people, and it says, it's Mother's Day and I want to celebrate you, and you can have 10% off of anything here, but except for the things that are this, and except for the things I listed on Tuesday, and oh, by the way, I can't ship it for 3 weeks because I have a surgery, and people put all kinds of stuff in these comments, and so they're not making sales that way. And so when I send out my comments, which again, I talk about in those videos, it is highly efficient and productive. And the only reason is because of the price high ability. And so you might have sent out a comment and said, oh, My Shoppers doesn't work for me. I sent out my thing and I didn't make any sales and it was just a waste of time. Maybe your comment wasn't so good. Maybe you do it too frequently or whatever, but also it could be because you're not able to give them the meat on the bones. They want the big discount. They want the good deal. And so that's what I think is important there. So I know I kind of rambled a little bit in this one. I'm sorry, but pricing high allows you for full price sales, wiggle room on incoming offers, wiggle room on sending out aggressive and progressive offers, and it gives you wiggle room with the My Shoppers feature, which I feel are all really good reasons to price high. So I'll give one point and then I'll give you the new benefit that I've recently been working. Posher VA is a tax-deductible business investment that pays for itself many times over each month. It increases Poshmark sales because it shares and sends offers more than I ever could manually. It handles all my shares, automatic offer to likers, bulk offers, and it can do price drops and relists. When my coaching clients add Posher VA, it makes more sales basically immediately. The best part is that you get your time back. More time with family, thrifting, whatever. Get 20% off with code Rebecca the Reseller and the link below. So the last thing I will say is it's not too late for you to price high. If you are kind of bought into everything I'm saying today, you can make these changes immediately. All you have to do is go to your listing, increase the price to what is still within the comps, but on the high side of the comps. And then I would relist it at that higher price so that you kind of have that locked in. And so then in the future, you could do other things. But I think locking it in on a relisted high price, you can go through and do that for all your listings. And then you can say, great, I've now added $10, let's say, to all my listings. So I know that I can now offer deeper discounts going forward because I just like inflated them by $10 or whatever. Now, you can't just do this and add $10 on something that doesn't deserve $10 to be added to. So you can't take your Calvin Klein dress and put it up for $130. Like, that's not really within the comps. Maybe you found one, but it's not a reasonable comp. So you need to price high of reasonable comp. So make sure that you're kind of like living in reality. The last part of this is the new benefit that I found, which I really did not make use of before, and I don't know what I was thinking because it's been working wonders. So what I'm doing is I'm price dropping. I'm using Posher VA to price drop, and so I'm just going in, setting it to price drop the 10%, pretty much like what you would do for closet clear out, except I just don't pay attention to closet clear out. I just do it whenever, I set it. I have like a calendar of things that I do and when I do them, and I'm going to put together a video of everything that I do in the future. But for me, I like systems and routines and processes, if you couldn't tell. So for me, I do it on Thursday. And so, when I drop the prices, everything gets lowered 10% from its historical. So if it had been dropped before, it's going to get dropped again, and it keeps going down. But I have tools and systems in place. This is what I'm working on right now to kind of give you the full strategy. But the reason why I say price dropping is kind of the new thing that I'm experimenting with is because if I price high, if I list, let's say the Zara dress at $50 and I didn't get the full price sale, but I do have wiggle room for offers. I've been sending out progressive and aggressive offers, but it's just not selling. So maybe it was not a good style. Maybe it's, nobody wants it, whatever. So I can now go from 50 to 45. And then I can go from 45, what does it go to? Does it go to 40? Whatever the 10% off is from there. Yeah, I think 40. And then it goes to 36. And so I have like several opportunities to drop the price on the item. And then I can also choose to pair that with the offers that are going out. So it's like kind of like a mind thing for the person because it's at 50 now, but then it's going to go to 45. Well, if it's 45 and then it gets the offer sent out, now that's even lower prices. So it opens back up more opportunities to get in front of buyers if they're still there. And then 2, it just puts you in a new pricing category. I started at 35, it might have sold at 35. But if I started at 50 and drop it to 45 and then send out all my offers and stuff, now I'm still higher than 35, but I had more opportunities, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still working through this, but the idea is that once you price low, you can't really, you can fix it. Like I told you, you can go fix your prices, but once the item sells, you can't go back and fix it is what I'm saying. So I'm saying I'll wait a little bit to see if I can sell this item at the higher prices first. And then I can always implement strategies that help me lower it down to where it might have needed to be in the beginning, but at least I gave myself the opportunity to sell it for higher. And that's what happens a lot, is that I do sell it for higher. And so because I price high and have all of these strategies going in, it's like it could sell for 50 or it could sell at 45 or it could sell at 40 or it could sell at 36. All of those options are higher than if you priced it at 35. 35 is the max that you're going to get. I have many opportunities to sell it for higher than you do by pricing it at 50. So sorry, it was a roundabout way to get my thought out, but I am working on a very specific experiment with very specific strategies regarding pricing high and dropping the prices and how everything works together. So stay tuned for that video. It will come. I'm just not ready to share all the things yet. I've got to kind of cross some T's and dot some I's before I do, but I do hope that pricing high, if you're not already doing it, at least you're open to it by the end of this video to see all of the different benefits that I'm realizing that you may not be realizing if you're not doing it. And so I may not fully convince you. Maybe you want to try it out on some items, but I do think that there's something to this. And I think that you pricing something, because people say, I price to sell. Yeah, but do you? Because it's still in your closet. Did it sell? It didn't sell yet. But I have many opportunities to sell it because I priced high, so I can employ all of these strategies that you might not be able to because you priced to sell. So I think that there's kind of like this inherent battle between price to sell versus price high. And I come on team price high. So hope that helps you. I appreciate you guys. I love that you watch, and I just want to keep giving you more and more good information. So continue to be here and continue to subscribe. Thanks and have a good day.